My name is Mark Fratto, and I'm the voice of the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field. You're listening to the Command This podcast with Steve, Dev, and Phil.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, boys and girls around the world. Let's get this intro music in here and on the flow. As always, all intro music is brought to you in part by our boy, Mr. Dev. He's down at the bottom. Make sure you go check out his Spotify. It'll be in the description of the video right after this, and it's on the description of all of our other previous videos. But welcome to another episode of Command This. This is episode 238 for us. Command This. That was Dev on the music. That's our boy Phil in the corner.
We had to start off this podcast with an apology. You've heard of CPT. We were running on CTP. Command This podcast.
That's racist.
That's right.
You need to get that on there.
Command This time. That's what we do.
I was on command. We were on command this time.
Yes, that's what we do. But
that's what we do. But so let me before we get started with anything. All right. So we played well for 3 quarters. Relatively well. We played better than expected for 3 quarters. And then we get our asses kicked on Thanksgiving. But it's fine because I predicted we were going to get blown out.
45-10.
I predicted 45-20. I gave us too much credit.
20.
Damn, I predicted us a win. I might have to give myself the Glock Dookie, I'm not. We played that bad,
Right afterwards, Jack Del Rio gets fired. Brent Visselmeyer finally gets fired.
You're fired.
He should have been fired a long time ago. I wanted him gone before anyone else because of how bad the defensive backs don't communicate. So I guess the question that asks is, do we give a shit anymore? do we bother going through the formalities? Because this season is over at this point. I mean, we're not mathematically eliminated. And hey, who knows? Maybe we sneak into the playoffs by the commanding of this podcast just deciding we don't care anymore about this season, and then suddenly we go on a streak of wins. Who knows? But we're gonna keep on doing what we're doing. But I think Steve agrees with me when I express the sentiment that it's about time for us to have a little more fun on this podcast because, well, what else are we gonna talk about?
Yeah.
It's over now.
I mean, we can instead of talking about the point spread and everything else and all seriousness, this team is now going to become drama central, and we get to be a drama channel for a few weeks.
And loss.
That's true. What do you guys think about Del Rio being fired? Like, just off the jump, like, Dev, how do you feel about Jack Del Rio being the first off the chopping block? I feel like I've alluded to it, but what do you think? Oh well. See ya.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Jack Del Rio wasn't as bad of a coach as this team made him look like. But I do think some of his defensive schemes may have been outdated or sometimes a little too predictable. I can accept that. I don't know if Jack Del Rio stops your team from fumbling 4 times, creating 3 turnovers, and then throwing 3 interceptions. I don't think any defensive coordinator in the world could have defensive coordinated that one. You know what I'm saying? But I also don't think that's his fault when your guys aren't running to the positions that they're assigned to run to. Like, I get that someone had to get fired, and if you wanted to vote, if only one person was going to get fired and it wasn't going to be Ron, you knew who it was going to be. I think the coordinator, the assistant coach, was the other surprise. I didn't see that guy getting fired.
He needed to be fired.
Yeah,
I wanted that. I remember I brought his name up before anyone saying this guy needs to go.
For those who For
Difference
those
in
who are
bank
in the
scopes,
audio
right?
crowd, the thumbnail we're showing now is the same thumbnail that we used when Scott Turner got fired. Him sitting on the couch with Major Tuddy, just swap
Gone
faces.
fishing.
And
That's our version of gone
here
fishing
you
right
are.
there.
Yeah, that's called Work Smarter, Not Harder. And this episode's
So
called No
get to
Mercy.
the couch.
Welcome
Hey
to
man, what's on the bright side? On the bright side, man, we get to look forward to more Jack Del Rio MAGA tweets. Can't wait to see those.
Stop the steal, Dev. Stop the steal.
Man, come on, man. Let's hit some MAGA votes, man. Let's hit some MAGA tweets.
Yeah. Let's say hi to some people in the chat. We got our boy Yam. Says, morning, fellas. Win or lose? Yeah, right. We're talking about lose out. 2024, right around the corner. And Dan and Jack Del Rio are gone. Marcus Edlin, what's up? There's a lot going on. What's up, Marcus? Make sure you go follow Marcus on Sport U2 on Facebook, man. Sharing all the love. Natia joining us from YouTube tonight instead of Facebook. Thank you much.
Hey, Natia, I'm gonna ask you something publicly I've not discussed with the other bandmates of mine here. But we are going to have a barbershop, man, and we have never had a woman on the barbershop. Would you please like to join us on the barbershop episode?
First heard. But you are
I didn't tell these guys about
this with us, and I don't know if that's necessarily
that's bring to the table. Let us know. At least pop in for a little bit.
So this is it was Reese checking in with us as well. Yam pops in, says JDR was a sloth jockey. Yam has always hated JDR. He hated JDR from the minute JDR was hired. I'm going to say this. I don't necessarily think Del Rio's schemes. I'm not going to say his schemes in practice. Like if you just looked at them on paper, were outdated. He had creative stuff in there. He just didn't call it much. The problem was he always wanted to go base route. We saw him get creative at times. And that's what made it maddening. If he was just constantly vanilla and only ran a 1980s 4-3 defense and all this other stuff, yeah, I mean I could agree with you, but he didn't. You saw that defense, get changed up, but he didn't change it up more. He didn't change it up frequently. He got very predictable. He likes sitting in that. Sitting in the zone, rushing four, hoping that that front four gets to the quarterback. Now, granted, problem is the front four wasn't getting to the quarterback. Now, could that be?
I don't know, man. We had two guys that was getting a sack a game on average. You lose that, man. You should lose something. You lose that. You should.
Yeah, but so sacks are one thing, but we were still dead last in the NFL in points allowed. That was with them or with
but we also were but it wasn't because of them. It was despite them, actually. I mean, we were like in the top 5 in a pass rush percentage. Like we were getting pass rush. We got pass rush a game or two without them. So that meant this particular game, though, we probably could have used the pass rush. They had that dude, they was doing double moves and getting over. They had all day to pass, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, what makes it maddening is that when you have seen Del Rio get creative in the past, you go nuts because it's like, dude, you can do this.
Thomas,
do it.
Thomas had a good suggestion here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thomas says, evening fellas, never been one to want to lose, and still am not, but won't be mad if we stay in the top 5 picks. That being said, hopefully the new coach or GM use our picks wisely. 90 million in cap space. As of right now, we are picking at the 5th spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And we're gonna be picking one higher because Giants and what's the name play Sunday.
The Tankaholics are grabbing the Jergens right now. Oh my goodness!
We might not even have to tank. It might just be
media.
The Giants in New England. The Giants in New England play next week, man. Like one of them is going to be worse.
No, they just played last week. The Giants beat the Patriots, and that's how we moved up because we have the same record, but they have the win advantage over us because they swept us, and so they are now behind us in the draft.
That keeps on giving. I'm telling you, bro. We'll find a way to win 3 in a row for the season's up.
What's going to be absolutely
we'll fuck up
just bananas, bonkers, insane. If Rivera is now calling the defense. If suddenly the defense becomes like rock solid and is only allowing like 15 points a game, I'm going to be so mad if that's the case. Because it's like, you could have been doing this the whole time.
We're going to win 3 straight, barely miss the playoffs, and get pick number 11 or some shit. That's what's going to happen. Hey, I want Marvin Harrison Jr. at this point. Like if he's gone, though, man, if I need these last 6 games got to look like the last 11.
Actually, I'll tell you what.
Boy, how? But if it don't look like the first 11, look at Daniels, bro. Just look at
hold on. Let's back up here. My college football knowledge may be a little bit fuzzy, but I don't ever remember Marvin Harrison Jr. playing left tackle.
Get a left tackle with the 2 second-round picks, bro. Give Marvin Harrison. Quit playing with me, man. Trade one of the other receivers for another second-round pick or something, man. Get Marvin Harrison. He's the best player in the draft, bro.
Wait a minute.
He's the best player in the draft.
Timestamp that. Dev wants us to trade for another second-round pick.
Yeah.
I kind of understand where he's going.
I'm saying if the receivers get mad because we get them. Look, bro, I'm on the fences. If how has it looked like in the last 6 games of the year? He's got to look like he did in the better parts of the 11, dog. He's got to. I can't see regression in the last 6 games, bro. Or I'm not saying I'll go looking for a quarterback at all. I'm not saying no matter what, drop the quarterback. I'm not saying that at all. But if Marvin Harrison Jr. is gone, dog, and then you at the next best player on that pick is Daniels. Is there, dog?
Daniels is going into the second round, and I don't want.
All right, wait till the combine comes around. They see him with no pads on. Look how pretty he looks. Look, I'm telling you what's going to happen, man.
Daniels ain't that
guy. Pick the guy who wins the workout Olympics.
There's no way you're going to pass up a guy that could probably end up throwing for 4,000 and run for 2,000 in a college career. In a college season, that's going to happen. He's going to throw for 4 and run for 2.
We have the guy who did it before.
No. No one's done it before.
The guy who's come the closest. I'm sorry. The guy who's come the closest is on our roster as the starting quarterback.
He was 1,000 yards short. He was 1,000 yards rushing short. That dude's running for 2,000 yards on the ground, bro, and 4 throwing himself. Like, look, dog, you can't not look at that. If it costs you like 5, 6,
run for 100 yards against some bum ass D2 team and then some
bottom tier. That's the case. Why ain't nobody done it?
DC team.
I don't think Marvin Harrison ain't gonna make it past 3.
He probably will, man. That's the players. That's some teams with quarterbacks too. That's some quarterbacks, bro.
And so that puts me in Brock Bowers territory. I take Brock Bowers over Daniels. I take Brock Bowers over. He is
no way I take a tight end at 5, bro.
He's gonna go top 5. Just wait.
I'm telling you, if you get some freaking protection for Howell.
Joe
I got $90 million in cap space, dog. I throw all that money in whichever tackle is the best one available in free agency, and move your boy to the right tackle. That's what I would do.
Thomas says, "How many can we win even with those who's left? We're not going to move up to mid draft." So, speaking on that, do you guys remember in the beginning of the season? On NFL Network, they do all these stupid little predictions, and we always get mad at the people who pick us to do so bad.
That I know what you're going to play and play it, and then I'll tell you.
No, I'm not playing anything. I'm just showing it. This guy had his picking finished at 5-12.
Yes, and this guy can still fuck himself with a poison cactus. Okay,
a regular cactus ain't bad enough to fuck with.
He's pretty darn close.
Die from being anally penetrated by a cactus, and that is because I don't care. No respect.
In the words of this Palestinian guy named Phil, go fuck a cactus. That's what you get fucked by a go fuck a cactus.
Why you always tell me go fuck a goat, man?
This is a Brooklyn accent. I'm from Brooklyn.
It's about making babies. It's about
not about
the cocktail and the rusty trombone. It's about love.
Nobody
one of the best movies of all time.
Nobody that pasty and gaunt should have a beard. All right. Man. If don't try to make yourself look bigger and tougher when you're like 5 and like 95 pounds. I'm gonna grow a beard so I can look big and tough. That's cool. he can, and he, like I said, he can go get anally penetrated by a poison cactus and pass away. I can't say
You
I can't
standing
say
on
the full
business,
word
bro.
because
You know what the
YouTube
kids say?
will kill me.
Phil
Yeah.
standing on business. Is that what the kids say? Standing on
All
business.
right, let's get to some of these comments, Phil. We got some Facebook comments coming up. Yam says, if we stay in the 5th seed, we either take best player available or trade back for more. Like I said,
Right.
if the new coach, whoever it is sold on Sam, that's a win for. It's a kind of a win-win if you think about it.
Yeah, man. If Hal shows like he
I mean,
he got
you're
potential.
gonna, If not, then you still got Hal, and then you go get someone. Like I said, it's kind of a win-win. You're gonna get a
Marvin Harrison Jr. I trade them other 2 picks to jump even higher.
Let's burn through these. There's a lot of comments in here. Thomas Millen said, "Wouldn't be mad if we went with O-line with the first rounder and second rounder." Yeah, you might have to. As bad as this line has been, you might have to do that.
Man, second half of the year look better. You might only have to replace one of them dudes, man. Honestly,
you need a right tackle for sure. You probably need a left tackle.
Yeah,
Leno's contract is up, isn't it?
You can still got to start left tackle in the second round with 2 second-round picks. Now trade both of them, get back in the first.
I don't want a starting left tackle.
If you're high enough in the draft to get Marvin Harrison, you don't pick him, man. That's gonna bite your ass the rest of your career, dog. Whoever the GM is gonna bite you in the ass, bro. Don't not get this dude. You're gonna be the teams that pass up on Randy Moss, bro, and you're gonna be pissed. You're gonna be them teams, man. You're gonna be one of them. Don't do it, bro.
Don't act like all the guys who got drafted before Moss were ass.
Look, man,
they weren't.
But they shouldn't have got passed up at all. Is my point. Because he had a little weed problem or something at Florida State. You know, that's crazy, son.
It's not a weed problem. It's a need problem. We have need
every day.
Now, you don't draft that high for need, bro. You take best player available unless it's quarterback.
Okay.
Unless you need a quarterback. You take the best player available.
Here's what happens. Then you don't address the line with a proper franchise starting left tackle to protect the blind side.
I get it. Get that next year.
You don't address it with the first round, which you need because you're desperately needing talent. And then what happens is next year, Sam's on his ass all the time, and then you get stupid comments like Jason Donaway saying draft the fucking quarterback, which is absolutely wrong. You do not draft a quarterback. You've got the quarterback here, and he's developed as far as he has, in spite of everything.
There's a lot of people out there that also think
they're star.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree with Phil, man. But that being said, still draft Marvin Harrison Jr., man.
There is a
song. Anybody else, don't draft him. There
is a song by 9 Inch Nails called Starfuckers Inc. And it's all about people who just kiss the ass of the big names just because they're a big name. And that's what everybody who wants, they want a first round quarterback just so they could buy the jersey and get all the hype beast attention. They want the attention on the team because they think that attention means wins. All right.
No, they're probably just looking at, like a lot of people are looking at, leads the league in interceptions, leads the league in sacks. There's other metrics that he leads the league in that aren't that good. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. I want to keep Sam. I am a team Sam.
I'm a team Sam guy.
Keep him, build around him. But I'm just saying that I can see
devil's advocate, but you're advocate. You gotta realize when you're doing this, in this case, you're advocating for the devil.
No, I'm like, I'm willing to give this guy a shot.
Thanks to all of our Satanist fans out there, and the way that we talk, I'm sure there's a few.
If the new GM says that they like him and a new coach wants to roll with him, I'm cool. If they told me how's the guy next year with no questions asked, I wouldn't complain about that, bro. I'm saying if Marvin Harrison Jr. is off the board and you picking at 5 or 6, dog, and Daniels is sitting there, bro, depending on what this camp stuff looks like and depending on what Hal looks like these last 6 games, how could you pass up at least looking at a dude that's going to throw for 4,000?
Do your due diligence. That's it.
Right, that's all I'm saying.
He's not going to do that in the NFL, dude.
I'm not saying that you got to pick him. I'm saying, man, why wouldn't you bring this guy in?
They're going to. I guarantee they'll do it anyway.
I wouldn't even bring Hal to camp if I did do it, though. If I made a move, I wouldn't even bring him. I traded him before the draft.
Remember?
I wouldn't even want to hear it.
Remember 2021? Remember 2021? All these can't miss quarterbacks. Doesn't matter where you go, everywhere you turn, great quarterback, great quarterback, great quarterback. And I told y'all on draft night, I don't like any of these guys. I think there's major issues. I don't think any of them are going to turn out. I said, watch. Now, the only one that's partially turned out is Trevor Lawrence, and he's regressed. He was good last year, but he's regressed too. Justin Fields is trash. Zach Wilson's trash. Mac Jones is trash. and Trevor Lawrence. And Trey Lance is a backup on the Cowboys now. He already got traded from the team that drafted him 2 years ago.
He's a third stringer.
It would be less efficient if they went and got a quarterback, because you kind of already have one who you can win with and who's sustainable. Don't waste that first pick on a quarterback. It's more efficient to not get a quarterback.
Yeah, I would rather have Marvin Harrison Jr. over all of them, but I'm just saying, like,
Curtis ain't
coming back. I also like the tight end. I also like offensive tackle. I like all of those. I wouldn't be mad if any of those were picked. But I'm saying, if the revolutionary wide receiver's on the line, dog, like a guy that everybody knows, this guy is usually, if they think a receiver's where they go in the top 3 picks, they're usually right on them. Those usually don't fail, bro. Yeah. Like, guys that high, you know what I'm saying? Like in the middle teams,
at
whatever
quarterback, they have a pretty high failure rate.
Yeah, I'm talking about that receiver though. In the top 3 or 4, man, I don't see a lot of receivers up there high failing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not passing up on Marvin Harrison Jr. if he's there, bro. Y'all tripping.
I don't think he's going to go past 3. He's not going to go. Okay. So here's my question for you. Since Marvin Harrison is your current draft crush,
yeah, let
me ask you this: do you trade up to get him?
Yeah, 100%. If it's for one of them 2 picks, yeah.
So with all the holes on this team,
Curtis is gone. Terry's not the most reliable guy anymore. The offense doesn't. He's, you know what I mean? You could trade Terry.
I like Terry.
Recoup some money. I don't know.
I like Terry. That's a very high price to pay for a $23 million receiver, dog.
It is.
I told y'all when it was done. But, I like Terry. Terry's the number 1 on a bad team. He's the number 2 on a great team.
So this graphic right here goes back to Phil's. I'll make it a little bigger. Phil's point earlier about having faith in. It doesn't want to work. Wish I could make this bigger. I apologize, but it's comparing the first 14 games of Andrew Luck, Sam Howell, Trevor Lawrence, and Joe Burrow. The bottom line is, and I'll put this on Twitter later, Sam Howell's right with all of them, if not better than all of them. Right. That's the most important thing. So when people are saying he's not the guy, well, the metrics here kind of state he could be the guy when you're comparing him to these generational guys.
I know what they want. They want him to be 6'4", 230, run a 4.240,
the prototype,
75-yard ball off his back foot, and have a nice tan.
Yeah.
No, I want a high yellow quarterback now.
With a big pearly white smile. That's what they want. They want something.
Want a fast black at quarterback is what.
Yeah. This person says Harris is not going to make it past 3. TS says tight end is needed. Yeah, so I'm so tired of everyone thinking we have to go some Vic style quarterback every year. Yeah,
that's what the league's going to, big dog. You watch Hurts. Hurts is going to be like the worst MVP quarterback ever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you this right now.
One trick pony, but he's so genius. He's one of the smartest quarterbacks in the league for sure.
He should not be MVP.
He shouldn't, but he's going to get it, man, because he's a winner, dog. He's won 16 of the last 17 games.
If AJ keeps it up, it should be AJ.
Guess who that team was?
I think AJ Brown is more deserving of
MVP. I think Hill is more deserving from
Tyreek Hill. Oh, yeah, he's in the argument, leading the NFL.
I think McCaffrey's probably
off the Eagles. Jalen Hurts isn't even the top offensive player. He's not the MVP of that team.
Tia says we need some hogs on that front line combined 1,500 pounds.
Well, that's only 300 apiece. You probably want them to be about 1,600 because you want them to be 320 each.
315 is a solid
beef
number.
You want big meaty men slapping big meaty men. Big meaty men slapping meat.
Fashano and all are dope, man. I wouldn't be mad if any of those were the picks. I would rather trade down and get Fashano, but I think if we're at 4 or 5, I'm saying if we're at 4 or 5. But yeah, I wouldn't be mad at either one of those. I'm just saying though, if for some reason Marvin Harrison Jr. is there, bro, if for some reason you gotta pull the trigger on that one, bro.
Pull it.
You got $90 million you can address that line with, bro. That's flexibility.
Yeah. Thomas said we could trade back a pick for someone who wants Marvin Harrison more at a later pick. He also says, do not draft a quarterback. Do not draft a quarterback. I don't understand all that talk. Build around Hal. If you can't prove starter worthy, after building around him, then yes, go in on a quarterback. So you say if he's not the guy next year,
you might as well
contract, right?
Might as well, because then Howell's contract expires and we can get the quarterback that a lot of this fan base really wants to draft. The ones who want to draft a quarterback, you know who they really want to draft?
The Florida State.
They want to draft Sanders.
Arch Manning. Now, Arch Manning will be a sophomore next year. Right?
Sanders is staying another year.
No, he's talking about next year.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you keep Howell one more year, you get to wait out till he comes out in the draft. And we all know that there's a chunk of this fan base that has this weird love for Deion Sanders and anything Deion, right? Because apparently Prime is, other than the year he was with the 49ers, I've never been a Deion Sanders fan. All right.
I love Deion Sanders.
Definitely didn't like him with the Cowboys. I didn't like him here. Definitely didn't like him with the Falcons.
I like Florida State. I like them.
I hate Florida State. But we have this weird. People love Deion. There's a group of fans that just Deion Sanders. He is a low tier god for them, right? So to get his son to them is the equivalent of getting a low tier Jesus Christ under center, right? So if you really want to draft a quarterback and get people like hype, then see if Howell's the guy. Roll with Howell through next year, and if he proves to be trash, well, next year is probably going to be a rebuilding year anyway.
Got to be in a whole new offense, probably.
So why not just wait and then draft Sanders?
I say let that.
I'm being like super sarcastic with all this, right?
I think we should draft.
Just want to make sure that this is all known. I am completely pushing at this point. I think
Tia says go quarterback. Yeah, says whoever that chalk dude is on Twitter saying that Sam is bridge quarterback and saying the reason why receivers aren't catching balls is the way Sam throws, needs to put the pipe down too. That same dude also said we're not running the ball a lot because EB knows Sam can't hand the ball off. Deuce and I were just trolling this guy the other day. It just makes you laugh.
I get it though.
I hate some of our fans are just
the best, the most popular quarterback.
Go find another team at this point, please.
This guy says, check out my Facebook page, Washington Commanders Extreme. Post your live feeds. We need online help. Tons of it. We need a tight end. We need a damn linebacker. Yeah.
I'll take any of those. Who is the best linebacker in the draft right now?
Who is the best linebacker in the draft?
Yeah, Mike.
First off, going back to your high yellow comment. Do you like that?
I don't know high yellow quarterback.
So either that Phil, they want a quarterback from the dirty South with legs. Dirty. Oh, Tia said she wants all the meats. She wants the meats. The meats.
Balls.
She wants the meats.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Tia.
I don't know who the best linebacker in the draft is.
Tia, DMs are open. Anyway.
Certified free. 7 days a week. Wet and gushy. Like them blood game week.
Oh, who's the best linebacker in the draft? You guys are watching this. Who is the best linebacker in the draft?
I don't even know. Bro.
What do y'all think?
I gotta really sit down. I have not analyzed that one.
He don't play for Louisville. I think one does though. Actually, ain't gonna lie. They got one. I can't think of his name. It's pretty dope. By the way, Marcus, Louisville got their ass handed to him.
Oh, it's Jeremiah Trotter Jr. from Clemson.
Oh yeah,
he's the number one.
I don't know if I take him at 5 or 6, but if we're at 9 or 10, though, you know what I'm saying? Right,
It's Dallas Turner is number 1. I'm sorry. Dallas Turner's number 1.
Where'd he go to?
I don't know. I'm still waiting for everything to load. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. goes from Clemson.
I like
Edgerrin Cooper, number 2, Texas A&M.
I have this
Alabama, Dev. Alabama.
I had this weird about Jeremiah Trotter Jr. because of Jeremiah Trotter Sr. just not quite living up to what we expected from him when we signed him.
But
you see, here's the thing: he was
Eagle too.
He was good, but he was great with the Eagles before, and he was great with the Eagles afterwards, and he was just good with us. With Marvin Lewis as his defensive coordinator, that's why I just
There you go, Dev.
Yeah, okay.
Number one right now, according to NFL Draft Buzz, Dallas Turner. Dallas Turner, Alabama. Edgerrin Cooper from Texas A&M. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. from Clemson. Chris Braswell from Alabama. Alabama got some defensive dogs, man. Barrett Carter from Clemson. So does Clemson. Wow, 2 in the top 5 each.
Edgerrin Cooper, he's a very athletic linebacker. I
6'3", runs a 4.5.
Yeah.
Oof.
Whereas Jeremiah Trotter is only 6 foot. I don't know. 6 foot, runs a 4.6. That's run stopping.
You need a line. This team needs a linebacker. Bad. Real bad.
Yeah, and you need somebody who can play in space, stuff to run. Bad. You need a middle linebacker.
You need a quarterback of that defense because we don't have it right now. So yeah. Those are the best linebackers in the draft. Good comment.
Well, I guess it'd be funny. Imagine if Ron Rivera steps down as defensive coordinator next year.
Has that ever happened in the history of ever?
No, but that would be such a Washington thing to happen, wouldn't it?
So Eric Bieniemy and Ron Rivera are the offensive coordinators.
Eric Bieniemy becomes head coach and Ron becomes defensive coordinator.
What if, just playing devil's advocate, what if they don't fire Ron at all and just strip him of all personnel decisions, like get a real GM and let him play his last year out?
It could be. That's a possibility.
Head coach only. What would you think about that?
I'd be okay with it. I'm not. It's been frustrating, but Ron's a serviceable coach. Depends who he brings on. And
Ron it's funny because all the fans hate Ron, but former players love Ron.
Ryan's Team Sam.
No, Ron seems like a 100% solid. I told you he's my second favorite coach here since Gibbs, man. I like Ron, man. I feel like he's a good dude. I feel like he knows what he's talking about. I feel like there's a lot of shit he shouldn't be doing, like picking personnel, man, decisions, man. Like I think he's good at assigning stuff for other coaches to do. I think that's his thing. But as far as drafting guys or bringing on players, dog, we need to get a GM to do that, bro.
Yeah,
and that's what I think. I think he's bitten off a little more than he could chew. Man.
What's up, Ryan? Ryan Elias joining us from Facebook. Says Team Sam next year. Says Marcus says you got to rebuild the line. Love to have Trent Williams back. Ask Brock Purdy how important a franchise left.
He's a free agent, ain't he? Is he a free agent?
Trent, I don't know. Rocket Man. Thank you for joining, bro. We appreciate you. Him and Yan got some dialogue. Marcus says Jeremiah try to be a good pick in the second round. Oh, Tia was talking about the front line.
I know what she's talking about.
Oh, totally misread that one. Our bad.
It's okay. Our bad. Yeah, it's my front line too.
Rockman says Fuaga or Marvin Harrison Jr. Yam said O-line linebacker pool in this draft's kind of meh. If you don't get one early, almost no point going till later on anyways. Then we get stuck with the Stromberg Daniels debacle. And I looked at the free agent left tackles. Right now there's none. There's like no one. So you got to go draft, or maybe someone surprisingly becomes a free, demands a trade or whatever. That seems to be the new thing to do. So I don't know. Yam says Prime is a personality and nothing more. Listen, to me,
sometimes you just need guys that just
he's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's generating buzz. We're talking about it as everyone else in the world is generating interest. More people will come to Colorado, and then I think it's always been about the next year. This first year, who cares? He's already double the amount of wins they've had since last year.
Man, everybody was talking about how Colorado was going to win their conference this year. And it didn't.
Anyone who knows college football should have known that's never going to be the case.
Head coach at the NFL level, his main job is to delegate anyways, man. So his name is to delegate and oversee, bro. And I think that's a couple of things he's actually good at doing. If he brings in some real coaches to do his offensive coordinator and his defense coordinator and kind of get out of their way, yet overseeing it a little bit, I think he could work for him in the NFL, man. I think college is holding him back. I think that the rules they have for college kids and having to look over all those teenage, young adult personalities, man, I think that he is made to teach those guys about being a man. I think that's what he lives for. But I think those are the things that holds him back, because those are things you don't have to worry about in the NFL, because they should have that shit taken care of. And he can only focus on football. I think he'd be better in the NFL. But I think that he's made for college. It's weird. I don't know how to say. I think he's made, and he'll stay. I think he'll stay. And I think if he leaves somewhere, go Florida State. I think
Florida State. Go with his alma mater.
If they end up stuck in 1 year, then that's when he leaves.
That's what I was saying in the group chat today. Florida State. Not Colorado.
Florida State
Send them there.
or one of the Texas schools, man.
Yeah.
Send him to Florida State. I'm even at Grambling, like he had just a little above 500 record at Grambling. Like
Jackson State.
I get the hype. I get what he's doing, right? And I'm sure he inspires a lot of these guys that come play for him. But I'm not seeing the results on the field that match the hype anywhere he's gone yet. And I'm just waiting to see something. Like when something comes of that hype, I will give him his due. Until then, it's all speculation that, all these guys are going to go into the portal and transfer to Colorado because they want to play for Prime. We heard that last off season. And now we're hearing that for this off season. Now, if they go 6-5, whatever, 6-6, are we going to hear that again for the next offseason? I mean, how many times we do this before? It's like, all right, dude, maybe he's not as good a coach. He's a good personnel guy. He's a good face of your university. He gets people to he gets talent. But if he does not turn that talent into wins, that's what I want to see before I start.
That's how I feel about Ron Rivera.
I want to try and anoint maybe see Ron's actually done something. That's why.
What has he done? He's done nothing. We've been average every year, going on 4 years.
And that's why I said Ron's probably gone at the end of the year too.
Yeah.
But I mean, people want to anoint Prime like he is this great coach, and it's like no great coach has a losing record.
I don't think people think he's a great coach. He's just generating buzz.
Oh no,
that's what he's doing,
bro. You are not paying attention.
No, I don't think it's great. I think he's like a Calipari.
I mean, how many years has he been coaching? 3?
Yeah,
Calipari,
I think he's like
Calipari was
Calipari coach.
Checks.
Yeah, I'm saying though, he's also really good at recruiting and also getting enough assistants around. And he's not bad at coaching. He's just not. I don't think he's.
I'm telling you, they are better than their record states. So football's a game of inches, right? They beat a 17th ranked national champions runner-up 45-42. They got blown out by Oregon 42-6. They barely lost to USC, 8th ranked USC.
They started losing players.
They barely lost to Stanford in 2 overtimes. I'm talking about that was a 3-point loss. They almost beat UCLA, almost beat Oregon State, almost beat Arizona. Those are 23, 16, and 21.
Travis Hunter coming out this year.
And lost all of them.
Travis Hunter coming out this year too, right? Travis Hunter, he's coming out, right?
The dual threat guy or triple threat guy?
Hold on. One of those games, it got close because of a lot of garbage time stuff. Now,
Travis Hunter.
Anyway,
I don't know. The same arguments people rank for Colorado, the same arguments you make about this team. We are bad.
Yeah, but except
real
for the
bad.
fact that yeah,
real bad.
Except for the fact that no one is up here saying Ron is this superstar coach. That's why.
Nah, I don't think he's.
And I get it. Marcus Edelin said this in the comments that Prime's building a brand.
Yeah,
I don't want a brand. I want a winning team.
That's what I say when people say we have great men on our team.
I think he can. I think
culture. You know what?
I think
do that for 1 year. After that, win games. I don't care what it takes. I'd rather have the bad boys of Miami, the bad boys.
Knowing how bad things were when Ron took over,
you know what? If they were winning,
I gave
who gives
them
a shit?
lot more leeway than I normally would have.
If they were winning, who gives a shit how bad it is? I'd rather be winning and be bad dudes on the team than have great guys and lose. It's about wins. I don't care how you do it. That's just me.
Well, it's not bad guys. It's bad culture leads to bad teams.
But culture doesn't always lead to winning.
Inherited a generally good
Cowboys
culture from Mike Shanahan. Him and Bruce Allen turned it into a bad culture, and things went here.
Yeah, bad culture and losing. Bad culture and losing is.
We were losing before it's not about the team, bro.
Yeah. Ryan said, "My friend,
it's not about the team who was on the upswing."
Going to the Dolphins game, and he respectfully declined. I am wrong. There's a lot of Dolphins tickets out there for sale. Warren Sapp is going to Warren Sapp accepted a job at Colorado next year. I did see that. So
Warren Sapp.
Him and Dion together should be interesting. Might help for recruiting. I thought Warren Sapp, if Ron's going to stay, he was going to join our staff somehow because we saw him 3 years in a row.
Yeah,
I think he had ties to
Warren
Del Rio.
Sapp is a D-line coach. We promote, or I don't know.
But then we get rid
I don't know how you would make that work.
Zagaria.
You got Kerrigan in there already. You got
Yeah.
Zagonian. You got a lot of guys working defensive line coach work.
I don't know who this user is, but it says if Ron
Ben Harlow.
Ben Harlow. If Ron does good at defensive coordinator, he may get the job.
I'm telling you, that would be such a Washington thing to happen.
Yes.
For Ron to take over the defense, and the defense plays well.
Yeah.
Marcus
wanted prime at Louisville.
Here's the thing. Ron, as a defensive coordinator, if you go back and look, Ron was a really good defensive coordinator. Really good. Really good in Philly. Really good in Chicago. He did a damn good job as a coordinator, as a position coach. Like Ron worked his way up the system and did it and was successful. Right?
Yeah.
He hit a wall here.
He did.
But like I said, don't be surprised if suddenly now here's the thing. Don't be surprised this defense is absolute dog crap.
Yeah, who knows? Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Just don't expect
be
anything.
Surprised if they suddenly start playing well either. Because sometimes that works out that way.
Very true. Blake Macklemore from Facebook, thanks for joining, said Beamish and Finley had one of the top CBS reporters on their show today. Said he hears throughout the league the top job for GMs is this team. Yeah, they got $90 million and all those picks and a quarterback.
And 5 top picks in the top 3 rounds.
And if they think so, it's a quarterback too. Ben Harlow tells me to sit down and make a minute. I'm standing. I sit down all day at work. I just got to get off my feet, man. I'm sorry.
I ain't worked in 8 days.
Yeah, Washington almost beat a lot of teams this year, but unless you win, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, that's it. It's about wins and losses. I'm not saying Colorado was good. I'm just saying it's. I don't think they're as bad as their record is. Yeah, I'm with you, which is exactly why I can't get mad at the dude who picked us going 5-12 because we'll be lucky if we finish 5-12. We might be 4-13 at this rate because I don't know where we're going to get another win at.
Get fucked by a poison.
Yam says whether it's an inch by a mile, win matters. All that matters is the win. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. A loss is a loss. That's right. That's right.
It does count if you're measuring progress from week to week and who you're facing and all that. Like, who you go toe to toe with. But that's what makes us, I think, more mad about this team. If we were like competitive with crappy teams and losing badly to good teams, I think that consistency would be people would be like, okay, I can expect that. But when you go down to the last drive or down to overtime against the Eagles twice, and all that, and you come back from 21 points down against Denver, who is now a playoff team, and all that, and beat them, and then you go out and get blown out by the Bears, or you get, blown, you get stomped down by the Giants defense, and, things like that, like that kind of inconsistency is maddening. It's like, who are you? Why are you able to go out here and go trade punches with the best team in the league twice? Like, once is one thing. You did it twice. Why aren't you able to do that every week with every team?
Yeah.
I mean, you went toe to toe. If we were blowing out the Giants and the Falcons and the Cardinals, and then getting stopped by the Eagles and the Bills and the Cowboys, like, it sucks when you lose, but it makes sense. The problem is we are consistently inconsistent. That's the only consistency we have. We are consistently inconsistent. And and that's the thing that's so mind-boggling, because no one can figure out why. You could say it's the coaches, but the coaches are able to get them up for the good teams. Why aren't they able to, or do they have them thinking we're going to go out here and stomp whoever it is, and then they get overconfident? I don't know.
Yeah. Spider Monkey from YouTube says, damn good culture. That's right. He was always a side linebacker in both Chicago and Carolina. Didn't do it here. What are you talking about?
Ron was a linebacker in Chicago.
He was in Chicago. I have a signed Ron Rivera Chicago jersey I bought a couple years ago. It was going for super cheap on eBay, but I bought one. Tia says, "Who's in charge of electing players for the Hall of Fame?" Tia, for the way it works, as I know it, is that there's each team in the NFL, like wherever you're from, gets to send one person from the media, and they have a vote. So if you have a team, and then there's other people, I forget what they call them. They just have a vote. They're like everywhere.
Well, no wonder nobody from our team's gotten in for a long time. I'll bet you they're sending Tom fucking Lavero.
No, I think he's a baseball Hall of Fame.
He's a baseball guy, I know, but I said something on Facebook and I had to delete it because I was like, ooh.
Yeah. So 32 teams, and then you have at large. They're called at large. So they're just a bunch of people who this list is out there. I've seen it a while ago. Every city, and usually from like a local newspaper or a national newspaper that's centered around that area. Yeah. So I don't know who it is from our area, but I'll search for it here in a second and find it. Somebody says, if you get rid of Ron, who are you going to get? There's not a lot to choose from. Well, apparently Michigan does not need a coach to win their game. So Harbaugh is definitely a candidate if he chooses to come up to the NFL.
Yeah, I think no stone is going to come on. I think we're not going to leave any stones unturned on that one. I think that Lincoln Riley's a prospect. I would offer him money. I would offer that guy money. Hell, I might even offer Brom some fucking money, dog. Like,
no, he's not ready to be NFL coach.
I know. I don't think he's ever leaving. Hopefully,
yeah. That was Chris Reed on that last comment. Said we went from 8th to the 5th pick in 1 week. We sure did. Thank you, Giants. We're actually a consistent team. Consistently do.
Poopy.
There you go. This person says nobody is going to beat the Eagles.
Chris Reed
again. The league doesn't want them to lose. They want a rematch in the Super Bowl of last year. And if you watch some of that Bills game, there were some calls that you kind of like, yeah, the Eagles are going to win this game. The horse collar early in the game. I know it's supposed to be. Technically, if it's in the front, it's not a horse collar, which that rule is just dumb. They say a horse collar is basically from the side and back. And if it's up here, it's legal. I'm like, what? Someone posted Article 16 of the rule book. The horse collar is only from like the shoulders back. So stupid. So stupid.
Well, that's okay. They want to ban the hip drop because they want to make it so that if you're a 180-pound defensive back, you can't tackle anyone over 200 pounds.
Yeah. Yep.
The hip drop is like one of the most basic tackles because it's leverage. It's one of the most basic tackles for a smaller guy to take down a bigger guy.
Yep.
All right. And I really think that this is why Goodell is like, hey, go to the Olympics and go be part of the American team and go play flag football because he wants to condition these guys to want to play flag football so he can turn the league into that. That's right. I'm beginning to think this is not just some random conspiracy theory.
Well, you saw Tom Brady was speaking. He's a quarterback and he spoke out about it. He's like, you're taking the competitiveness out of the game.
Half these pussy ass rules are because of Tom Brady. You need to shut up.
Hey, he was like, he doesn't like him. He doesn't like him. And Michael Parsons was like,
it's easy for him not to like it now that he's not playing.
Yeah. Well, he was like, listen, I don't know if you heard the interview, but he's like, we were taught as offensive players to protect ourselves at all times. We were not taught that you're going to get these flags thrown at you. So he's like, at all times, we were told to protect ourselves. We threw the ball away, you slide, you do everything to live to fight another day. Don't rely on the referees to save your ass. That's essentially what his interview was about. But it was pretty cool for him to say that. Marcus says Wink Martindale is leaving the New York Giants. If the Commanders get a new head coach, he would make a good DC.
He might make a good head coach.
He took it to our ass twice. We had no answer for it, apparently.
Beating us twice a year is not that much of an accomplishment.
The bar's kind of
I don't know if you should be putting down your resume as why you should be a head coach.
He speaks so well.
And Dev, it's not the game show host who we thought. That's same name, unrelated person. But
I was the one who brought that up, not Dev. That's 2 weeks in a row you've given Dev.
I'm sorry. But Dev kept rolling with, but we assumed he was the same person, and then I realized.
I knew he wasn't the same person, but it was the same name. And I was like,
it's a very newlywed game type of name.
How do Wink. Two human beings get called Wink Martindale?
I got a cousin named Wink, by the way. It's a girl.
Yeah.
Wink. That's even more random.
No lie.
Oh, Spider Monkey. Let me read this comment. I got a thought on this. Sirianni is such a front runner. Can't wait for him to suck again to watch him act like an angry toddler. He acts like an angry toddler when he wins.
Right?
Like
He doesn't need
Sirianni,
to lose for that.
ever since Sirianni came out, and the first time he ever set foot in Washington, he says Mike Quick was a better wide receiver than Art Monk. I was like, I want to punch this guy.
Yeah.
Like he has a punchable face.
Very
Like,
punchable.
I know that YouTube's probably gonna flag me for inciting violence for saying that, but it's not. It's you ever just look at someone and you're like, you just look at him. Don't even
Well,
know
you
who
already
they are.
said you already
But you look at him and you're like, I want to take my fist and I want to drive it into your face so far that I'm giving dap to the back of your skull. Like, that's what I see when I look at Sirianni. That's what I think.
So as of right now, we're like skull punching people and fucking people with cactuses.
I'll tell you, I'm on one today.
Just on this episode.
Yeah. Hey, and if you're watching this from YouTube, please go roll on over to Facebook and hit that like button for us, man. We would greatly appreciate that. It would really help the channel grow, help with the algorithm. We already do enough to push ourselves down with the way we carry ourselves, but we don't care. Hit that like button. We would really appreciate it. It would help us out tremendously. This person, Facebook user, says Blake McLemore, Ben Johnson from Detroit is going to be the hottest head coaching candidate for the offensive side of the ball this season. Facts. He will be the number one. If he comes on, there's no need for Eric Bieniemy.
I wanted him last year, by the way.
Yeah, there is no need.
Whatsoever. Yeah, but he wasn't available. So his coaching, if you go back, he's worked his way up through the ranks. I think he survived 3 regime changes in Miami. When you survive a regime change, that says a lot. Think of Sean McVay and Matt LaFleur. They survived regime changes. They were kept around for a reason. And so was Ben Johnson. And finally, it was the last guy. Dan Campbell was on the Miami staff with them. And who was the last coach before Mike McDaniel? Was it Flores? Yeah, Brian Flores. I'm sorry, I'm reading ahead in the comments here.
But anyways, if you survive a regime change, I think that says a lot about the type of coach you are.
No, you're absolutely right. Ben Johnson's an interesting one. I'd really like to see what Bieniemy does to finish this season. Right now, Right now, it's like, dude, I don't think you're it. And it's like you hear these reports now that the players just do not like Bieniemy.
Yeah.
Now, you could say it's because they're soft. We all know I hated Club J, right? I prefer coaches. So I prefer coaches, gonna run a hard camp because you're gonna have these guys prepared. But is he running just hard practices or is he just being an asshole? And I'm not sure which is happening here. If you're just being an asshole because you got to be the tough guy, you got to project that image, but you're not getting results with it, there might be an issue there. If it is, he's just running a hard practice and the players just aren't responding because they want to be coddled, that's a totally different deal.
So what was the last thing we heard? The players want Ron to take some of his power away.
The players want Ron to take power away from Eric Bieniemy.
Hey, Matt Patricia, Jim Caldwell, Jim Schwartz, and Rob Arielli were the last coaches on the Lions in that order. So they had Darrell Bevell and Robert Prince. They were like coach whenever Matt Patricia got fired. Yeah. So then it was Jim Caldwell before him, Jim Schwartz, Ron Marinelli, and then Dick Duran and Mariucci. So Fontes or whoever you was thinking about, that dude was like in the 90s, bro. So I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Interesting.
Marty Mordenwig was our coach once too.
Yep. Monty Montez said, man, what's up? What's up, Monty? Thank you for joining us. Marcus
Monty.
Phil, who do you want to hang out with more, Nick Sirianni or Taylor Heineke?
Oh, snap, son.
I said this last year. I said this last year. I could see myself like playing PlayStation with Taylor Heineke or having a beer, right? I could not see myself doing that with Nick Sirianni. So that should be your answer right there. Sirianni, like Heineke, I just think is a noodle arm spaz, right? But I don't have I don't my problems with the reason why I give so much seething hate towards Heineke is not because of Heineke per se, but because of the cult that still seems to surround him for what they think he is. Right. My problem is more with Heine stands, not Heineke himself. Sirianni, I just don't like him as a human being. I think he's just a horrible person. And I just want to
he's the black on Whoopi Goldberg's lips.
Man,
Jay Forrest with his neck because it's black.
Hey, listen up. We need to take a hot second just to honor Sean Taylor, ST21. I was on this day in 2007, November 27, 2007, that we lost a great member of the Washington Redskins that we drafted out of the University of Miami. And the first round pick number 4, the 2004 draft. 2-time Pro Bowler, second team All-Pro, all-rookie team. We just lost a good one, man. So shout out to Sean Taylor. I figured we'd just take a few seconds to honor him. Today is the anniversary of his passing 16 years ago. So rest in peace, Sean. Your legacy still lives on. The team honors you at every which way. Not to crack a joke, but, put your street sign in front of some porta potties and the joke about the mannequin figures they put in the stadium. But I think it's all still pretty cool regardless. You have a locker up on the club level, I think. And you're just going to live on forever with this team, man. So shout out to you, even though you're not here with us. And we thought we had a combo with him and LaRon Landry in the back. I just thought that, they call it Era 51 because LaRon Landry was 30. Sean Taylor was 21, and Landry was just horrible.
No, Landry was after Sean had that year. Yeah. He was great until the end of that year. I think Sean really did.
They complemented each other very well, though.
They did, and I think that I think what happens is that when Sean died, LaRon tried to become Sean, and that's not it wasn't his game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Spider-Man says, "Rip Sean Taylor."
You remember when everybody wanted Kellen Winslow Jr. in that pick, man? Remember it was like people were like really upset about that.
Joe Gibbs was going to draft Kellen Winslow Jr. Here, listen to this. All right, tell me if this didn't work out well. So instead, it was Clinton Portis was like, "No, you need to get Sean Taylor. You need to get this kid."
Yeah.
And Gibbs is like, "All right." So they got him, and then later in that draft, they got Chris Cooley. So I think that is a better 2 over Kellen Winslow Jr. for sure.
His father
was a legend.
One of the
14 years in prison, bro.
He was on the Chargers, one of the revolutionary. He was like the Antonio Gates before Antonio Gates. He was like the first hybrid tight end. He was he was one of the pioneers as a tight end of the Air Coryell offense. Like he was all about it because it started in San Diego. Or were they San Diego at the time? Or I don't even remember who they were back then. I think they were San Diego.
They're San Diego.
Yeah. Anyways, shout out to Sean Taylor. We miss you and love you, man. You will always be, your memory will always be with us. A couple people saying shout out. Yeah, I'm agreeing with Phil. See, I still see people pulling Heineke as a winner shtick. That move was 18, 25, and 1. Is he winning? What is he winning? Lottery tickets, free Mickey D's, fries. He's winning nothing. Atlanta is winning in spite of him, and they're winning with Desmond Ridder now. So
he went back.
Did he get benched?
He got benched. Well, he pulled his hamstring. So I don't know if he was a healthy scratch, but he was injured last game.
Yeah, so ATL ain't winning because of Taylor Heineke, because they're winning just as much with Desmond Ridder.
Yes, and so they're winning, and Desmond Ridder. So Atlanta's finding a way to win, and so is Pittsburgh, man. They're just not a good team, and they're finding a way to win. I guess because they're well coached and they have a good defense. They're winning in spite of Kenny Pickett. They just fired their offensive coordinator, and they just had the most yardage they've had in 60 games. I think 60 was the number I heard, which is like 4 years worth, which is insane. Spider Monkey says when his daughter said beat Dallas, I was like, damn, they about to let her down. Yeah, they sure did. They gave her Yeah. Yeah. Tia says his brother is coming and he wants to carry his brother's legacy. Yeah. Sean Taylor. I don't know what his brother's name is, but and where he's playing, but I've seen a quick expose on ESPN and I don't know. Landry was roids, and then he started being a rep for, was it Muscle Pharma, I think, at the time, the lime green, Muscle Pharma, if that's still even a brand. And then he just became swole after he got out of the NFL, almost a body, but it was grossly swole.
Actually, do you know who looks like he should be playing the NFL right now? It's a former Washington player.
Former Samus Reyes?
No, I'm talking about longer ago.
Oh,
have y'all looked at Rod Gardner?
Oh, he was a beast when he was.
Rod Gardner looks like right now he looks more jacked than
Joey Galloway
than DK Metcalf.
Joey Galloway jacked?
No, he is like DK Metcalf jacked.
What about what's that Boston?
Hold on.
What's that Boston guy? Who played for the Cardinals? What's his name? Trey Boston? Whatever his name was? Or
the tight end? David Boston?
The wide receiver.
Oh, David Boston.
Yeah, from Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fucking jacked, bro. Ron Landry.
He does have, I would say, Rod Gardner does have some like really funny Instagram reels.
Yeah. This person says players wanting Ron to relieve Eric Bieniemy of his assistant coaching job title. I think he has problems with the defensive players as well. He just might break that intensity, man. Like I tell you, during camp, he was over everyone's ass. Nobody was safe. Heineke won our hearts, says Spider-Man. He did. He was number 1 in our hearts and number 4 on the field. But unfortunately, he was Rudy. That's what he was. He was great for his story. And, I'm not mad at Taylor, man. He's in Atlanta. He's at home. He's a backup. He's getting paid. Do your thing, man. I just hated when people just thought he could have been our savior. The team passed on him for a reason.
Look at this dude right here.
Oh my gosh!
What the fuck is that? That dude's jacked. Also,
that's Rod Gardner.
Rod Gardner.
He's even bigger than he was. Oh my goodness!
Jesus Christ, bro!
Oh my goodness!
What he's drinking. That's what I need. I'm 46. That should show my side by side to this dude. We're the same fucking age. Some bullshit. That's how I know it's no guy. Look at this dude. Look at this. Look at him and look at me. Hold on. I'm just trying to get this pose.
Yeah.
No way, dog. Whatever he's eating, I need to eat a bottle of whatever he has to eat up.
I mean, he's got his supplement lines, his G Shred supplements.
Oh, there you go. Probably, I'm sure there's a little bit of HGH sprinkled in there somewhere.
I'm sure.
That's just good. That's just good genetics, man.
Yeah.
That's just a big dude, man.
His girl's fine too. His wife's fine.
Probably. My college roommate was like that. Dude ate McDonald's for every meal. Shredded.
If I look like that, I wouldn't wear clothes ever. I'd be on the podcast with my shirt off.
I'd be like, what's up?
Yeah.
Hold on.
If I
Deuce, thank you for joining us. Deuce says, hold on. Wait a minute. Pivot. When did Dev start talking about Braden Daniels? He's not replying to my tweets fast enough. Yes. Dev opened up the show saying Braden Daniels from LSU, the quarterback, could potentially be, I think there's many quarterbacks ahead of him, but
I don't know about
on the list. I mean, Penix, May, Caleb Williams.
I wouldn't take May over. My opinion, man, how's the same dude, man. And May was his backup, right? I don't see the point. Yeah. I think May looks to me, and I know this is crazy. May looks like Trubisky in college to me. Trubisky in college was a dog, though, bro.
He's a bigger Sam Howell. He's Sam Howell, but he's 6'4", 225. He's the prototype height.
Yeah,
like DT in our chat, he follows them closely. He said he does the same thing as Sam Howell, except he has the height. People are just Sam Howell 6'1", 6'1".
And why do you think I was bitching that people just they want to be able to say we got the 6'5" rocket arm quarterback?
I don't see it, bro. I want a game changer, not just a guy that might be a good quarterback. I want if you're gonna pick a quarterback, give me throw the shit as high as you can go to give me somebody with the stupid potential, man, over just some guy is gonna be all right.
Yeah.
He's gonna be good.
Well, I think we have a guy that's gonna be more than all right.
Or just get Marvin Harrison Jr., who I really want.
Yeah. Make sure you go subscribe to Red Zone the Lab, Deuce and the Boys. Says Rudy is a drama movie. Plus, he was offside. So, are you negating Rudy's sack? Was that what we're doing? This is Monty Montez. You remember Monty, our boy in the group from Facebook says, "Hello, we won three games in a row last year 3 times." That's the magic of Taylor Heineke.
Except that's not even true.
But
we only won 8 games last year. That's 9 games.
No, I in some of those games we won in spite of him. I'm not taking credit away from him. We didn't win all those games because of him.
Remember
who's that person?
Run pass difference when Wentz was quarterback.
Who's that person?
That's Monty Montez.
Obvious drop in how many times we threw the ball with Heineke.
Yeah, we got to figure out that permission.
Monty's math wasn't mathing. Monty's math wasn't mathing. Say that fast. By the way, say that.
Rod
Monty's
said
math wasn't mathing.
Spider Monkey said that Rod could cast like he lifted weights. Yeah, he had some troubles.
No, I hate to say this. We need to go back and look at that again because Rod Gardner played with some awful quarterbacks.
Yep. James says also, folks, check out Deuce's shows, pods, and chats more often. Great stuff when I can get it. Yeah, make sure you subbed up to Deuce. All love. Spider Monkey said, y'all remember when Westbrook whooped Stephen Davis's ass in camp?
Man, yes.
I watched a news clip from that the other day on YouTube. It's out there, and you see it.
I saw Michael Westbrook in live at a fight in Tennessee in a cage fight. He was dope, bro.
Yo, Michael Westbrook can fight because remember they had him on that MTV bully show where he beat up someone's bully in an MMA match and he jacked this dude up.
I think he was in Strike Force for a little bit, or that one right under Strike Force, and he had the belt. He had the belt. So
Westbrook could fight. Like it made sense. That dude could fight. I wish he could have been as healthy as he was a good fighter.
Number 82, man. Was he from Colorado?
Colorado. He caught the Mile High Miracle.
Yeah.
From Cornell.
Dev Marcus says, I've seen Braden Daniels at Arizona State. Dev Marcus is telling you Braden Daniels is a one-hit wonder.
I'll take 4,000 yards and 2,000 yards in one season. I have to look at it. I have to see him work out, bro.
Dude says 6'5" dude on TV now. How's that working out? Yeah. If Sam was 3-4 inches tall with a dark complexion, people would be all over him. Ooh, the M's going.
He's too pasty. That's what it is. He's
who's going to go? Wait till
white guy.
Wait till Arch Manning comes out, dude. People are going to be slobbing all over him. He just started school, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see him drafted." And
2 rushes for 9 yards, I think, mostly one completion, and everybody's like, "Oh my god."
Monty was saying, "Rocket Arm quarterbacks get a lot of picks." That's true. Yam says, "We won 0 because of the games because of Taylor Heineke. He just happened to be on the field and didn't screw up." Ooh,
you can honestly argue that we lost more games if we want to talk about cause and effect.
Yeah,
I think that the cause of Taylor Heineke had more of an effect in losses than wins.
Yeah. Deuce says he loves the new background, Phil.
Oh, yeah. I know Deuce and a few others are tired of staring at my ceiling fan. So
yeah,
I decided
I'm in a junk room, so I have a green screen. So props to you guys that have clean houses because I do not.
Well, this is actually a spare bedroom that I have here, and I put up a bunch of stuff from my various trips to different conventions. So, like right behind me here, and I can't zoom in, but I'll point it out to you. Right here, I have a signed poster from Craig Ferguson, who hosted the Late Late Show for 10 years. He was the guy who was supposed to get Letterman's spot, but then they gave it to Stephen Colbert. Above that is a signed Ric Flair poster. Right there is a signed Rocky II poster by Carl Weathers. That's a signed. You can't see that because of the glare. That's a signed picture of Christopher Lloyd. Right there is a picture of Muhammad Ali and Larry Holmes in their championship fights by Larry Holmes.
Yeah.
And I have other stuff back here too. Go over that another time.
Spider Monkey says the guy I hate the most is Jeff George. They did Brad Johnson dirty. They sure did, man. Should have kept
Brad
that dude,
Johnson
man. We
is my
could have.
favorite quarterback we've had since the last time we won a Super Bowl.
Goes to Tampa and just does it.
Jeff George?
No, Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
Oh, yeah, Brad.
Took him to a Super Bowl.
What state?
Brad Johnson balled out here, and it's Dan Snyder. This is the first time I questioned Dan Snyder. Was when Brad Johnson, they trade for him, and he tries to undo the trade, and like, you can't do that. Then he goes out, throws for over 4,000 yards, and this is in 1999
when 4,000 yards was not even the thing to do.
It's like throwing for 5,000 now.
Correct.
Right? And we have both Westbrook and Albert Connell go over 1,000 yards receiving. If you look at their numbers, it's almost exactly the same. They're 2 catches off. They had the exact same yards per catch, 18.3, I think it was. You can tell I have an obsession with the 99 team because I think that could have been the next Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
We are the 3rd highest scoring offense in the league. All right. And then what we do? We get Jeff George to be the backup with the owner pushing the whole time. No, make him the starter. Make him the starter. Bro, we were one botched snap of a field goal attempt away from going to the NFC Championship with Brad Johnson. Why are we trying to change the quarterback?
They ain't left and got Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
And we matched up well with the team that went to the Super Bowl year, which was the greatest show on turf. We ended up beating them the next year by 13.
Tia, I don't know if you're still with us. You did ask earlier, and I was able to find it, and I'm going to show you. You asked about how do people get into the Hall of Fame. Well, I was able to find the people who it is, and lo and behold, here's the list. You can see there's a bunch of people at large. Just some of the, for the audio crowd, some of the prominent names for your at large. Mary Kay Cabot, she's a Browns reporter, but she's awesome. Tony Dungy
is fantastic.
She's phenomenal. Tony Dungy, John Clayton, Jason Cole, Dan Fouts.
Didn't John Clayton die?
This is 22.
I didn't know they had D's on there, bro. I didn't know D's.
Clark Judge, Peter King, James Lofton, Bill Polian, Sal Palantonio, Lisa Salters. The person who represents Washington.
Palantonio.
They got D's. They got D's on there, bro. These nuts.
Stop. I keep seeing the fan. That's why I'm like, huh?
What?
It's
105.7.
Never mind. That's Baltimore. That's Baltimore.
Our representative from Washington is a guy named Jarrett Bell from USA Today.
Oh.
Honestly, not a huge follower of his work, but I know who he is. So that's who. There you go, Tia. So that's who it is.
Jarrett Bell represents us. Jarrett Bell is Oh, Spider Monkey wants to know which one of those bitch asses don't vote for Joe Jacoby. Well, right now, Joe Jacoby, I think, is now going to the Veterans Committee. But I can tell you who was probably rallying to vote against him, Peter King. Because anytime a Washington player was up to go to the Hall of Fame, Peter King tried to stonewall them.
Let's hope that's over now.
Peter King is the one who kept Art Monk out of the Hall of Fame for years. And that's
he's the Monday morning quarterback guy, right? Monday morning quarterback.
Peter King's a Giants guy. He was Sports Illustrated and all this other stuff. And he's so respected, but all he did was kiss the Giants. Phil Simms is on the Hall of Fame, right? Is Phil Simms in the Hall of Fame? Because he shouldn't be.
No, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Well, if Peter King had his way,
he's not.
Phil Simms would be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I mean, Theismann could be in the Hall of Fame. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
No,
Theismann was it? I will have any Giants fan debate me on this. Theismann greater than Phil Simms.
Absolutely. True. I think no one disputes that.
Giants
fans will.
Eli Manning better not get in either. He is not a good
Eli's for sure getting in, bro.
Just because it's 2 Super Bowl, he does not deserve it. His stats are so mid. He almost has as many touchdowns as interceptions.
I get it. He's
how bad he is.
First ballot.
He's Manning.
Dude.
First ballot.
Totally undeserving. Let's get a couple more comments. Then we got to do a Glock Dookie.
Funny guy. The Manning cast is great.
First ballot,
he's such a mid quarterback.
He is. He's Super mid. Spider Monkey said if Sam starts last year, week 1, we make the playoffs. That's one of the things I kind of get mad at Ron for is like Sam didn't all of a sudden just get the way he is. He was always like this. You should have just gave the kid a chance, but you paid all that money for Carson. I get it.
I think because the defense was so good that if you get a win now quarterback instead of developed quarterback, we can get there.
Yeah.
But he was wrong. Yeah. I understand. That's why he went and got Fitzpatrick the year before.
Yeah.
He wanted a quarterback who was good enough to win now. You don't have to wait for them to develop.
Hey, Blake, I posted this earlier from Twitter to the group, but I'll put it in the comments here for you to check out. Someone did an analysis of the first couple years of Joe Burrow, Sam Howell, Trevor Lawrence. There was one more, but I'll post it in the chat here. And the bottom line is the first 13 games, his numbers are, it was Sam Howell, Andrew Luck, Trevor Lawrence, and Joe Burrow. His numbers are better than half of those dudes. So that says a lot. I'm gonna post it just right here. So if you want to look at it,
the company to be in, and imagine how and look how much better those teams were than ours is.
Yeah,
imagine if our teams were that good.
So who we get in the draft?
Monte wants to know who we're getting the 5th pick, but tank it. No, Monty, this is the thing. It's such a Washington thing that Ron's taking over the defense, and suddenly they'll play well. Just to screw with everything.
Well enough to be like the 10th or 11th pick.
Yeah. Spider Monkey says, "Yep, Peter King is a known Washington hater." Dev, should we do a Glock Dookie, Dev? You gotta pick for us? Okay, hold on. Let's do this before we should. We're going hour 17. Let's go ahead and post up Dev for his weekly Glock Dookie. All right, without any further ado, Dev.
This Glock Dookie award goes to no other than Jack Del Rio. You get a Glock Dookie out the door. Don't let the doorknob hit you with a Glock Dookie splinter.
Can we give one to Brent Visselmeyer too? Just because I hate that
guy. You get a corn off of the Glock Dookie.
A corn? That is dirty.
Corn pellets.
Yes. Unfortunately, this is the layout, the thumbnail for today. Jack Del Rio on the couch with Major Tutty. Dev is giving the Glock Dookie award to Jack Del Rio. 45-10. It was rough, man. It was rough. All you can do is smile to keep from crying. But there's your weekly Glock Dookie award winner. Dev never disappoints. So Jack Del Rio. And the next thing I want to show is something pretty cool that Phil found today. And, we like to bring a little bit of humor to the show, as you know, usually a lot of bit of humor. And so I don't know if this is worth reading to the whole.
This is so great. I think this is excellent.
It's probably worth reading.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. I'm going to read it. It's very, very hard to read.
All right. So keep in mind, this guy is a backup lineman at Davidson University. He's a backup lineman.
Hey, man, what's the name? Curry went to Davidson.
He did.
Well, Davidson has a great basketball program. Always has.
Yeah. So I'll start from the top. This is pretty funny. Here we go. We'll take turns reading paragraphs. This is to the Wildcat Nation. Over the last 4 years, I've had the incredible opportunity to serve diligently as a career backup offensive lineman here at Davidson College. While I only played during blowouts or when starters got injured, I refused to let that stop me from being a scrappy, sneaky athletic, fundamental high school football IQ lunch pail guy.
High football IQ.
High football, sorry.
Yeah,
I'll read one more paragraph that Phil can finish it. There are countless people who I have to thank for making my dream of playing D1 football a reality, but I especially want to express my gratitude to my family, my coaches, Oprah Winfrey, my teammates, Winston Churchill, my friends, and all those who supported me throughout this journey. Phil, you can read the rest.
With that being said, I will be foregoing my remaining eligibility to enter my name into the 2024 NFL Draft. Many of you may ask yourselves, if he barely saw playing time at a non-scholarship FCS program, why does this guy think he has any chance in the NFL? This is an entirely reasonable reaction, and I don't blame any of you for thinking this. I will provide roughly zero on-field value for an NFL franchise, but I'd probably be pretty fun to have around. Thank you, Davidson Football. It has been an honor, and I'll forever be a Wildcat.
Bam, bam, bam. That is just fantastic. I mean, just high class. I love it. That's so. And I think he gets drafted.
I think we should bring him on.
Why do you know he gets drafted?
I think we should draft him and have him compete with Andrew Wiley for the starting right tackle spot.
Oh,
clearly, Dev, this is going to generate people to be like, well,
I mean, we get the same. We draft with the second round pick. I mean, we might as well take the second round pick. What's his name?
Okay.
What is his name? What's his name?
Hold on. I had his name.
Bill Bixby.
I don't know his name. It's funny though.
It's at the top.
No, it's not.
Hold on. When I sent it, Barclay Briggs.
Barclay Briggs.
Yeah, you got a cool name, man. Briggs. Briggs on
cool
the back of your jersey. You might make the XFL, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, he might as well go to the XFL.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he can't be. First of all,
it's funny.
The stash. The stash makes him automatically more of a man than more.
Come on.
Can you wrestle? Can you go to WWE?
He looks. It's funny because he does look a little bit like a guy who was just cut from WWE. Eric Bugenhagen, Rick Boogs.
No idea.
Rick Boogs, by the way, is a monster like weightlifter, but dude looks a lot like Boogs with the same mustache and everything. If anybody watches WWE, you'll know he was the guy who would play the guitar and all that as his entrances and everything. Just jacked up muscle, dude. That dude, I would take an offensive lineman over Andrew Wiley, and I don't even know if he's ever played football.
Yeah, still pissed there. No fines for the turkey leg celebration. Any other team that out would be fined. There would be fines since it was planned. They planned that shit and nothing. Yeah, Dak even said that it was premeditated. They talked about
they quit complaining about getting embarrassed and play less embarrassing.
The league still think
if you stop him getting in the end zone, you don't have to worry about it.
That corner, and his name just escaped me. That corner from Dallas who got the pick six and now has set the record. Bland. Is he defensive player of the year?
He was a rookie of the year, isn't he? A rookie.
He's five pick sixes for touchdowns.
He's got a record.
Ain't he a rookie? Is he a rookie?
I don't know if he's a rookie or not, but how do you not give him defensive player of the year?
That's true. I don't know.
Someone was like, "So does this mean that we them boys?" I said, "No, it means that he that guy."
Deron Bland.
God, their Deron's better than our Deron.
No, he's second year. This is his second year from Fresno State. 7 interceptions. My gosh. Last year he had 5 interceptions. This year he has 7. Holy moly.
That starting corner went down. They end up getting another corner who's an all-pro, and then this guy shows up.
He's a 5th round pick.
Why isn't anyone talking about Dallas' defense coordinator being head coach? Who's it? Rod? Is he the coach? The D coordinator for Dallas.
Dan. No.
Yeah, Dan Quinn.
Right? Dan Quinn. Yeah, Dan Quinn.
Last time we got a Dallas coach here. His name was Norv Turner. Actually, I was this Norv Turner.
Who's been a better coach than Norv Turner since Norv Turner left, though?
I was going to say this. Norv Turner was handed a Ron Rivera-like situation, believe it or not. He really was. Except for the fact he at least had Charlie Casserly as a GM, who Charlie Casserly was a good GM. But you got to think, we had an astronomical salary number, team salary that we were spending. And he came in the year to institute the salary cap, and we had to cut everybody. And we also had a team that was full of aging guys who were on big contracts. That's why if you look from the roster from 93 to 94 to 95, the turnover is insane. That's because we had to get under a salary cap that did not exist before. See, one of the things One of the little dirty secrets about why Washington's teams were so good in the 80s and early 90s was no salary cap. And Jack Kent Cook would spend money.
Oh, yeah.
He would pay to get guys. Now, he could afford to because Beathard was really good at getting other guys on the cheap to round out the roster. But don't get it twisted. When there was no salary cap, Jack Kent Cook was a great owner to have because he would spend that cash.
And it wasn't a crazy free agency either.
Yep. Man, Yam said he met Norv a couple times. Like that dude. Says, man, that roster was so old and bloated. I remember that.
And they were hurt.
Yeah.
92, you really saw. It's funny because 92, we went, we were barely a playoff team. But if you look at the defense, we only allowed 255 points in 16 games. That's insane. Problem was we only scored 300.
Yeah,
because the entire offensive line was hurt at some point. I think we went through 10. I'm sorry. In 16 games, we had 11 different offensive line combinations that year. It was nuts. But that was 92. By 94, when Norv comes in, Richie Paybones had his year. All that, just salary cap came in. It just wrecked everything. It's pretty much almost starting with a whole new franchise.
Yeah.
So I always give Ron, not Ron. I give Ron credit for he inherited a bad situation. At least there's some stability now. Norv too. Norv inherited a terrible situation, and it took a while. But then again, back then in the NFL, it took you a little longer to turn a team around. But he took a team his first year, completely rebuilding his team. 3-13. 2 years later, they're 9-7.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't take 4 years to build a team. It doesn't. So seen it done before.
Ron did create the most diverse athletic program in sports, but I tell you this: I take a whole if it meant wins, a whole squad full of blacks coaching if it meant wins. Give me all white people in the front office if it meant wins, bro.
Don't care.
I'll tell you.
Don't care.
You could have signed if David Duke would make a good football GM, dog.
Okay, that's where I'll probably draw the line.
Stop right there.
Draw the line right there, Dev. I thought there was going to be no limit.
No.
But...
Oh my God, bro!
Okay, time out. Man, we went super long today. Hour 27, fellas. That was
awesome. Coach defensive end, bro.
When we stop having to be analysis, time flies because we just have fun.
It just roll with the punches. Everyone in the chat was so freaking awesome today. Like I said, if you haven't done so, just please go over to YouTube and hit that like button for us. You don't got to stay. We'd really appreciate it. But for everyone in the chat, man, you guys were great. Yam, Tia, Monty, Chris Reed from Facebook, Spider Monkey, Marcus, Deuce, thank you for stopping in. Ryan, thanks for popping in. Ryan, Elias, and we had a lot of people from Facebook join today, which was pretty awesome. Remember, rest in peace to Sean Taylor.
Oh goodness, let me run through your Monty, Blake McLemore, Jason Dunaway, Chris Reed, Greg Delaney was in earlier. Oh goodness. Santo Bazanca. Oh, Santo said the marching band will be in the Manassas Christmas parade Saturday. So if you're
that's right. Yep, that's right. I'm friends with him on Twitter.
That out and go cheer them on. It's not granted our loyalties are to Chop, but we rather they have a band than no band.
Yes, and just don't forget we are Santo Bazanca. Chop. Friend of ours, friend of mine, former Redskins band member. He's been on here I think we've had him on the show.
Hey, didn't Chop show up one time from a car or some shit?
He did, yeah. He joined us from a car one day.
Every time he's been on, he's been in his car.
Yeah, good peoples, man. He gave us the scoop when the band stuff first broke. Man, he broke it down for us, and it was good to see. And who knows what's going to happen with the band? Joey, Kobe Bogovich is leaving, so we don't know who's going to take over for. What's his
I am hireable. I know about
guest experience. So
yeah,
hospitality. We don't know.
So I guess one more question before we go. Why does everybody want Jason Wright fired? I see as many people on Twitter now want Jason Wright fired as they want Ron fired.
Mostly the Sean Taylor stuff. I handle that kind of shit.
Sorry.
I mean, come on.
Well, I think they said today they weren't gonna mess up the business side too much. They don't expect any sweeping changes on the business side. So take that for what it's worth. I think that's from what Nikki Javala said today.
No, Jason Wright's done a fine job. He has been very, very accessible.
Yeah.
In general. I mean, look how many podcasts, not ours, but look how many podcasts get access to the team now that didn't have that before.
And it could disappear though if the regime changes. We shall see. Tia says, hit me up about the barbershop. Tia, we will hit you up. It's going to be the bye week.
2 weeks.
We'll see. Probably on a Friday or Saturday. Probably not during the week. We'll see.
We're going to have to talk about that, guys.
Yeah. Yam says, great show, guys and gals. Thank you, Yam. We appreciate it. Manassas. We had a big old rivalry with Garfield back in the day. So I was Woodbridge High School guy. So we had a big old rivalry with Garfield. So that was Garfield was our number one rival. Yam says he's cool with Wright. Still think he's a bit too PC and yes man at times, but he seems okay.
His job.
It is. Fellas, you got any shout outs? Dev, you got any shout outs before we close it down?
Shout out to my turkey deep fried. I've fried up 2 turkeys.
Yeah.
Both equally as delicious. Happy belated Thanksgiving if I didn't wish it to you last Wednesday. About it, really.
Okay. Phil?
An anti shout out to Cracker Barrel. My parents had, hosted Thanksgiving and they did Cracker Barrel. And then the sides were good, but they gave you like these slices of turkey breast in a package. Like, here you go. And looking at them like, that's just enough for me. So the night before I found this out. The night before, my dad went out and got a bird and cooked a whole other bird. So I took that turkey home and it's sitting in my fridge for sandwiches.
Oh, Cracker Barrel, what are you doing?
So next year, I told my parents, if we're going to do this, I will do the catering. And
yes.
I will bring the food. And I'm going to go to Monk's Barbecue in Purcellville because I know Money Monk. And Monk's does catering. You can pick up your food on Thanksgiving morning even.
Probably makes a killing.
Trust me. And you can get, he has an ice cream shop that has some of the best ice cream we ever had, Tip Cow Creamery. You can get the ice cream that day too if you want dessert. To go with your pie. You can get some ice cream too. But Monk's, Purcellville, get some turkey, get some prime rib if you want. They have all kinds of stuff. You don't have to do just turkey. They do all the kinds of meats. I'm definitely going to be picking it up there. So yeah, next year going to Monk's because I am not doing that Cracker Barrel thing again. Yam had a different experience. It was in university and alone for Thanksgiving with Cracker Barrel, and that food was off the chain. Well, it was catered Cracker Barrel. It wasn't like I went into the store.
True. They're probably just thinking mass production, get it out, get the money.
But yeah, if you're in Northern Virginia and you haven't been to Monk's yet, go out to Purcellville. Go to Monk's.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Steve to join me out there sometime.
One day.
Because I know he's a man of he's a connoisseur of fine barbecued meats.
Right. Love it.
Yeah, look my sister up there in Japan, man. She's in the same city as you, man, on Facebook. Look her up, man. She's always trying to find somebody to eat with and speaks English. So
Yeb said he was the only issue with Jason is we were really lied to and duped about the rebrand. I mean, but let's think about it. Majority of us wanted the Red Wolves. Sorry, I just do that.
Look, something you weren't lied to. They told you up front, we're not doing that. They told you that before. There will be no red in the name.
It would have been funny though had they put a poll like on Redskins.com or WFT.com and just let it be publicly known and just let people vote. That would have been hilarious. Because when the Wizards rebranded, they're like, we're gonna let the fans pick it. There, you cannot tell me the fans picked that stupid ass name Wizards.
Oh no. It was a name that was submitted and what's his name? Abe Pollin liked it. So that's the one he went with. So it was a name that was submitted, but it was not like voted on by the plurality.
So bad.
Who picked Knicks? By the way, it's like
Knickerbocker.
Who picked the Knickerbocker? Who picked the pair of pants?
Actually, hold on. I'm going to correct Yam on something. Yam says this. We were lied to about having fan input at all. Commanders was never in contention from the fans. No, because the fans on Twitter who drove, they were organized. I'll give them this. They wanted Red Wolves. They were really well organized in trying to push that through. But that name was just never going to happen. So what are they supposed to do? Give you that name? That's just not going to happen?
They said they didn't want to fight through the legalities of it. So I guess they kind of knew it was off the table.
Yeah.
Although when you have more money, anything is possible. You could have did license sharing with Arkansas State, one of those teams. I don't know.
Who wants to do sharing with Arkansas State?
I'm just saying, money talks. If you're willing to spend, we'll buy it. We'll buy the license from you. I don't know.
It's still a stupid name, and I'm glad we didn't get it. And then I am so glad that like the last at least few weeks I have not heard a reason.
Hey, I love the Knicks and put orange and blue on it, so I'll do it.
Washington Knickerbockers. No. The last time there was anything Knickerbocker in this city, there was a major snowstorm and a building collapsed and killed 97 people. Look it up, people. The Knickerbocker Theater disaster is in the early 1900s in D.C. Big snowstorm, roof collapsed, 97 dead, 127 injured. Don't ask me why I know this tidbit of history, except for the fact that I'm a D.C. guy. But there's your history tidbit of the day. So no Knickerbocker anything in D.C. Not any more people die.
There you go. The more you know. Shotguns.
No one has had the battle.
Shotguns. I cannot believe you guys beat Detroit. I think Detroit's still going to be in the NFC Championship. But y'all took it to them. Props to you guys. Was not expecting that. But nice work in front of everyone on national television. All right, we got to get out of here. We've been going long. Thank you so much for everyone to join in. We will. I know, yeah, like we could keep going forever. That's right, we could.
Although I will say, I want to post this. I remember being in the car on the way to get my cancer treatment as a team and hearing the news about the Wizard name change and just it being more painful than cancer.
Comment of the decade. So bad.
Terrible.
Sorry, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in. You can find this podcast on any of your audio or video platforms where, like I said, we're here on YouTube, but check out all the audio options, Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeart, all those things. So we're there. You can find us. We'll be back Thursday to preview the Dolphins game coming up in DC. Tua and Tyreek coming to town. I'm scared to even look at the opening line. Although it's probably going to be a little less than the Dallas line, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of afraid to look. I'm going to guess it's going to be 10.5.
Looking up now.
Dallas was 13.5. I'll say 10.
9.5.
9.5. Okay. Close.
But that's because it's at home.
Oh, man. Poor us. All right. Thank you for tuning in, guys. We love each and every one of you.
Hold, please. If you're still with us, guess what?
What?
You say Ron Rivera's fired.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Washington Commanders expected to part ways with head coach Ron Rivera at the end of the season.
No, that's been old news. That's been on for like 2
No,
days.
it's been rumored, but this is now like sources are saying he is going to be gone.
Yeah,
Who did that come from?
Oregon Live.
Any nigga that watches TV.
Oregon Live.
Right, Oregon Live. They got all the information. Yeah. Oregon Live.
Oregon Live actually.
Where every drug is legal in Oregon. You know what I'm saying?
Save the trees.
Right.
Now, I do like this. Washington Commanders coach Ron Rivera's defensive history promises more pressure and increased zone. Remember, we are one of the teams that runs man more often than not. We just run zone at the weirdest times. So
what he said to Nikki today was things are going to be different with the defense aside from the changes. Paring down the defense, eliminating checks to allow players to play fast, and creating more movement up front to try to get the defense one-on-one for the defensive tackles. That's what he said it's going to be the difference. He wouldn't go into details, but that's as much details he would give. So take that for what it's worth. Paring down the defense. Was Jack Del Rio's defense too complex?
Or was they just have too many different schemes in the book? Maybe that's why there was lack of communication. You got 10 million variations of the same thing, and guys like, what are we supposed to do on this one? So I guess getting back to basics. Who knows? Like I said, watch this happen when the defense is suddenly good.
Yeah,
it would
play great, but don't get more than 5 wins.
5-game win streak. We finished 9-8 and go to the playoffs.
Oh, I would be so mad. You'd be
mad if we went to the playoffs.
Oh no, okay. You said playoffs. Okay, I wouldn't be mad.
I'd
be more mad if we missed the playoffs by a game. That's when I fucking lose my shit.
5 games, you get not miss the playoffs. Oh, what did we just do to ourselves?
Bro, that's why I lose my shit, bro.
And Ron gets fired.
Look.
Ron.
I'm everything out. That's the beauty of being 4-8. I can say whatever I want, and it doesn't matter.
That's right. It's Overreaction Monday. All right. Thank you.
Y'all remember what I told y'all? We were the first podcast
of
the season. That I said, hey man, Washington got a chance that if they don't draft high enough in the draft and they barely miss the playoffs, they'll be the worst team in football next year because everybody will be gone for agency. Said that.
You also picked I have to post that clip back on Twitter where you had your old score prediction and your new score prediction.
Man, I told you it's 7 wins, bro. Y'all keep trying to make me say 12. 7 wins. You asked me how many games they could win, it'd be 12. But how many games I said they was going to win? 7.
We did it. We did a pre-draft prediction and then a right before the season prediction.
Well, 7.
Oh man!
All right. Steve and I were like consistent, and Dev goes from 7 wins to 12.
7 wins. Dog.
We're out of here. We're back Thursday night.
Ain't gonna get 7 now.
Peace and hail. Love you guys. We out.